All right. Gaurav, welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I like your shirt. What you wearing today?
It's just a jersey from Hollister. It's pretty nice.
That's awesome. I love it. So, Gaurav, I hear you are a soccer lover too, right?
Yeah, I am.
One of these days, we should definitely do a data sets on football or soccer, right? That'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be pretty fun. We can. I'm definitely interested. I would definitely be interested in that.
Well, all right. Yeah. Series two already in the queue.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
well. We actually live. So welcome. Thank you, Gaurav, for joining. I'm gonna play the intro music and then let's get started.
Yes, sir.
Welcome in, don't miss a beat. We're serving insights fresh and sweet. Numbers sizzle, charts go pow. We decode the what, the why, the how. Brian's data clubhouse, come and play. Your daily dose, the smart, cool way. With a snap, a graph, and a cha-cha-cha. It's da-da-da-das. Do-wop, flourish, bow.
All right, welcome everyone to another episode of the Power Up series, where we will build real-world data projects and help our dear friend Gaurav land a wonderful data role, or at the very least, help him and everyone joining this stream build real-world knowledge using real-world data, and most importantly, we will have fun. So today, this is episode two. Today, we will build the brain, aka data modeling. And the way we do it today, Gaurav, is we're gonna in the first part, let's recap what we have done last episode. Let's check up on what you were able to do in your free time since the last time we met. And after that, we can move into data cleaning to make sure the data is clean and ready for data modeling. And at the very end, we will go over some data modeling tips and guidelines. And we will end there. Okay. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds perfect. I am ready. I have some questions ready for you, and I have some things ready for you as well. So,
That's wonderful. Thank you, Gaurav. Yeah, I can't wait. Yes, and for anyone following live or watch us later, all of our live streams are unplanned. It is as real as it could be. Is that right, Gaurav?
yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Let's dive right in. So, today actually we have now have thumbnails. So I did build I designed a little cute thumbnail here. As you can see on the right, that's a data silo monster. Uh, and one of those two knights are either of us. Either the one who's fighting or the one who's holding the shield. So which one do you want to be, Gaurav?
I'm the one at the front trying to charge in.
Heck yeah, I'm in the back and advising you.
Yes, sir.
You can fall back to me if needed. Have the data clubhouse shield ready to go.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So if you have Power BI launched and ready to go, feel free to share your screen and let's dive right in, Ralph.
I got something better. Let me share my screen
Ooh,
real quick.
okay. I'm excited to see.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Let me show that on stream. There we go. Wow, wow, wow. What do we have here? Python script.
All right. So I put all of my data sets in one folder. I just wrote a script to write all 8 of the files. I stored them as a data frame, and I just did basic analysis. I just checked all the null values, um, the data frame name. We got the descriptions, the statistical description, and the info about it, each and every table. So from that, we have here we had no null values in calendar. We had no null value. Oh, let me check. Oh, that's still. We had two null values in campaigns updated. We had zero null values in product bundles. We had zero in product we had zero region hierarchy. We had um, a lot in sales dirty.
Yeah.
Uh, so the return reason, it is out of 15,000 rows, 13,774 are null, but that's only because uh, they are not they have not been returned.
Good.
The return reason is only populated when the product is returned.
Okay.
Let's see, we had one in stores 30, that's the manager name, and then that was about it for null values. One common thing that I noticed in um, all the tables was the the date column in all of them is object. So we need to get it in date time for better processing.
Okay.
We have inconsistent formatting in all dates. There's no date column that is properly in the datetime format. So we can get that. The second thing I have is sales dirty has null values count. We have revenue one 13,774 for return reason, and 11,241 for campaign ID. And let's find. So let me open up Power BI now so that it's easier
Okay.
to
In
explain.
the meantime, while you launch Power BI, let me recap what for our viewers what Graph wonderful work that Graph have done for his homework. So, in the real world, or any academic projects, what Graph just did there is often called EDA, right? Exploratory data analysis, where you use any tool you prefer. For example, Excel, Python, or even sometimes Power Query to quickly uh, run through the data and take a quick look at it, see if what are the biggest issues in each of them, and then from there we will take notes as analysts to devise a way to clean this data set. So coming back to you, Gaurav, that's a wonderful thing that you have done there in the Python script. It looks really clean, and I would say that's what exactly I would do almost every day if I have a new data set. So
Yes,
wonderful,
sir.
wonderful. So to recap from your exploration there, uh, which data set should we focus most of our data cleaning effort on?
It will probably be the sales dirty one, but I have divided our cleaning up in four different parts for four different tables, and I've written down steps for what I noticed needed to be cleaned. Um, Number one was revenue only had one blank,
Okay.
so we can easily work with that as let me do this. So what I did was 1109. So these three numbers are not just random numbers. These are values that I've written down because I wanted to see what product ID it was and what store ID it was and how many units sold, so we can populate that null value. So we'll do store value 11,
Hmm.
product ID 100, and units sold 9. So here we can see for store ID 11, product ID 100, and unit sold 9, we have consistent values. So we can assume that this one is also going to be the same, and we can just replace that with one of 1589.13.
Ah, right. So this is for our purpose. I think that is a reasonable thesis. I think is we can apply. But
Mhm.
however, let me say in the real world, what will happen? So in the real world, typically this happen when perhaps at the in the field, meaning the person who asked the register, maybe forgets to charge.
Mhm.
Perhaps it was taken in as cash. Perhaps it was taken in as a type of payment that is not fully processed. So our accounting software haven't received the amount. So in the real world, what typically if this happen, the first thing we do is we will go refresh the system, okay, to see if the data would come in, okay, and we're gonna check all of this data pipeline to make sure that is not the problem. I would say about 80% of the case that is the issue. And
Mhm.
in special cases where there are a new, let's say, payment type, let's say international payment, that take much longer than usual to come in these cases, we can get approval from accounting department uh, to estimate this amount and to fill in the data, depending on the needs of this analytics analysis. If it needs
Yes,
needed
sir.
right away, then we can make reasonable assumption. So let's say this analysis is due this week,
Mhm.
and the payment will not come next week. I think in that case, we go to make assumption. And you are on to a really good point is to use pattern to fill in for blank data. Okay. So here I purposely did the dirty data to only have a few null. So it actually was encouraged to find these pattern. So bonus point to you, Gaurav. Very nice. Uh,
Thank you.
I would like to add one more thing. If so, just to recap, right? The number one things to do in these cases is check source system, like
Mhm.
payment type, accounting software. Second, if that's not fast enough for us, then we make reasonable assumption on reasonable amount of data. If this issue is replicated across many customers and many transactions across different product type, let's say in the data set of 15,000 transaction and we have 5,000 transaction like this, then we got to be very careful with how we make assumption, or better yet, we don't. We
Yes, sir.
probably should wait. But in this case, since there's only one, you are on to the right track. That is, um, find a pattern to fill. Okay. So I would just want to add one more caveat there. Is in the real world, if we want to use patterns to fill, we're also gonna confirm it is from the same customer. Um, Typically, customer have buying behavior, and as a glance, or at a glance, we see here the way they buy it is quite periodical, right? It's
Yes.
only buy from the same store and the same products and the same unit amount. They may pay differently, but seems like that is a returning customer.
Yes, sir.
So in this case, let's say I have provided a customer ID. I would suggest that we verify if it's from the same customer. If that's a yes, then 100%. Yeah, that is a good assumption.
Yes, sir.
Right. Um,
So, should I replace right now, or should we keep that for later?
I think let's talk about all of the issue we have in the main in all the tables, and then we're gonna tackle uh, them individually. That's okay.
Sounds good. Just let me, because there's more problems in this table. I'll just okay. The second one was, as I had mentioned, like date format. So there's one example here, and then there was a second example down here. There it is.
Okay.
So inconsistent date format that needs to be fixed,
Hmm.
and then let's see what was next. Inconsistent date format, and then we have campaigns updated.
Actually, yeah. Okay, so let's stay on this sales dirty. So we identify
Uh-huh.
sales dirty as having issue, right? Store dirty having issue, right? So let's tackle sales dirty. Let's fix all the issue you have identified for sales dirty first. So
Yes,
now
sir.
with Power Query, the thing in Power Query is help us think data cleaning
Hmm.
systematically in a systematic way. Meaning these issue typically, if you're gonna make a data pipeline out of this and make this dashboard refreshable, so any business people can come in and just hit refresh. Typically, these issue will be there all the time, right? So uh, when you build Power Query, especially in Power BI, think of the data pipeline as something that is repeatable as a system. So this issue, I guarantee it will always come up. So when we clean in Power Query, it's slightly different than Python. Python, we might do EDA, like the style we did earlier. It might just clean one time, right? But this think in a way where we're gonna clean this all the time. Every time we hit refresh, these transformation needs to be applied. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So with that in mind, so you said the first issue with sales data is
The first issue was number of null values in return reason and campaign ID.
mhm.
The second one was inconsistent date format. Third one is the empty column, the null value in revenue, and that's about it for now.
Okay. So um, let me see if we could write that down. Could you paste the list that list that you have listed in the chat?
I have it in my notebook, so I can type it down.
Yeah, that'd be great. So everyone could see and follow along. Yeah.
I'm not able to send a text. It says it is only allowed by you.
Not text, but at the top button there'll be a chat button.
Yeah, oh yeah, the chat. It only says only you are able to do that.
Okay. Can you send it to me and then I can paste it to the
Yeah.
whole stream? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Gaurav. I will post it. And for anyone following on your own using the GitHub, I have identified this list slightly written slightly different, but you can find that list also in the GitHub version. Okay. me post this, see if people can see. Okay, so we said graph identify. Number one is inconsistent value in date column. Let's clean it.
All right, let's.
Okay, so um, the first thing I want to point out is in Power Query, there's the data, the idea of data type, or in any tool, right? Is the idea of data type. And
Mhm.
earlier, like graph identify, when he runs the Python script, Python analysis, dates return as object, right?
Yes,
Not,
sir.
yeah, but here, if we see here, as graph selected on date, Power Query is taking it as text. So, quick notes is when you are dealing with any type of dates out there, if the dates is recognized as text, is typically there's an error. So that's a pro tip. So now, the best way we're gonna find out if where the error are. Let's say we don't really know where the errors are. But the first thing we do when we do modeling and data cleaning is now that you click on date, if you look at the top, they say you can change the data type to to dates and guarantee there will be an error that will pop up. So at the top you see data type.
Uh, yep.
Yeah, you got it. If you switch it to a date, yeah, let's see what will happen. So right now we are in the data view, right? Okay, we might want to go to the Power Query view of this. Yep.
You can't
So
automatically convert.
right. So that's a sign that there's an issue, right? So let's go to the Power Query view. Um, not the DAX view, but the Power Query view.
Uh,
The way we're gonna do this is go to um, let's go to home first. Okay, and then you will see um, transform data. Yeah, the first choice, please. Mhm. Okay, so now we're in the actual Power Query interface.
okay. I think it's still
Give it a moment.
loading up.
Yeah, it might be a bit slow. Okay, but earlier we were trying to do was in sales 30, right? So let's go to sales 30. So on the left is the list of all the table we have loaded in. On the right are all the steps that we want to implement. And the key thing with Power BI or Power Query in general is that these steps are repeatable, right? So okay, so earlier you apply the step where we would change the data type, right? So if you
Ye-
expand on that formula bar, we will see what it's actually doing is assigning data type to each of the field. Okay, and earlier we said we wanted the date to be in date, right? Not text. So we can try that again here.
Right.
It's
Let's
okay.
do.
There's one issue here. It say it cannot access this.
Oh,
Any chance you change the folder location?
yeah. Yeah. So let me.
Yeah, and okay, this is great because I will show everyone how we can fix this issue. So on the right hand side, we see under apply steps, there's a source,
Mhm.
and on source there is a gear icon at the end. Step number one is source. Yeah, if you click on it, it will let you uh, reselect where the file is. Okay, this is actually a key idea because if you have this analysis, want to refresh it, this is how it actually work. You refresh it by loading in new data. Um, okay, We might need to do this for all of the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there
Let's
a way to do all the columns at the same time, or
come again.
all the files at the same time?
All the file at the same time. You gotta reload them all.
All
You
right.
gotta reload them all. Yeah. And
Could
then
we?
later on when we get to more advanced topic, we can do data flow or Power Automate to help us load these data in bulk. Yeah, and
Okay.
that will help with your questions. Yeah, but right now let's assume we will refresh semi manually, right? Meaning
Okay.
we're just gonna reselect the source, but all the steps will be repeated. We don't have to rewrite the steps. Okay, so on the right
Okay.
hand side, right now, it say there is an error. If you see on the left hand side, under sales 30, it says there's an error. Let's find out where the error is, and the way we're gonna know is click. We're gonna go step by step. So under step one, source, we're good. Let's click on promotional head, promoted head. Looks like we're good. So it's fair to assume the error arises from step number three. Oh, but actually it fixed it. Okay, so now we good. Okay, now we will try to actually apply the thing we wanted to do earlier, meaning change date into the data type date. Okay, there are two ways to do this. We can type it,
Hmm.
and the code that you are adjusting right now or highlighting, that is not DAX code, that is mQuery code. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
What's the
So
difference?
is well, mQuery is more for data transforming.
Hmm.
DAX is more interacting with Power BI itself. Okay,
Okay.
so uh, Power Query and mQuery is a language that is widely used in most of Microsoft data ETL tools, even their cloud tools. And when you go to Data Fabric, you use Data Flow Gen 1, Gen 2. If you or if you just in Excel, Power Query use the same language, Power Query M, and it's very easy. It's not a hard language at all. Okay, um, and so there are two ways to interact with Power Query M. You can write these days. You can even ask ChatGPT to help you write, or you can use the GUI that is provided by Power Query. So let's for a beginner, and I think it's always better to use the GUI as what we just started. Um, as you look at the top under data type, if you move a little bit top right next to the button group by under the
Next.
section transform,
Uh-huh.
yeah, there is the data type that say text. You can do a drop down there and change. Let's change it to date and see what happens. Okay, yeah, we're gonna add new steps so it's easier for us to manage. Okay, so now the data will reload and it's already spit out. There's an error, as you can see,
Yep.
right? So the in Power Query, if the column, the line, the highlight under the field name show red, and that uh, bar, the cross of the color, yeah, that means there's
Hmm.
some error, and the error will be flagged. Okay,
Okay.
so let's take care of these ones, and the best way to take care of them is actually to change it in the data source itself.
Okay.
Yeah,
So how do we do that? You said change it to the data source.
yeah, change in the main data source. So we're gonna find the file itself, the
So
CSV.
like the Excel file.
Yeah, and we're gonna launch it in, let's say, Excel if it's simple. We're gonna clean it there. Okay, because as we explore and discuss earlier, Power Query changes are changes that needs to be systematic. If we apply a fix right now that say replace error with a certain number, a certain date, let's say we have multiple type of date error, which we have identified. There are multiple way that the date error was shown, right? If we just fix one of it, the other will not work. What if next time
Uh-huh.
it has a different error? So for now, the best way is to identify where are the error rows, and we will fix it immediately from the source data. Okay. Okay.
Yes. My laptop is trying its best. It's on its last year.
Oh, no worries. I think it's doing fine. You're doing fine. So let me show one more thing. If you go back to Power BI, if you go back to Power BI, to help us find where are the errors, I also can use, you see under keep row,
Yeah,
under the
uh-huh.
menu, yeah, in the menu bar, there's a keep row button. If we click on it, and then we're gonna do keep errors only, it will show only the errors one. So we quickly identify that the errors in this row. Okay. Um, Typically, I would index the entire table, and then we can find it easier that way. But it's okay. So we have some other data here, so we help us find the error data. Let's say now it's easy because we only know is one, right?
Yeah.
But let's say in the real world, it will be more than, yeah. Okay, so let's go back to,
There were two. I think one of them got changed, and then one is
yeah,
still there.
right. So I want to talk about that. So one of it is standardized by
Mhm.
Power Query, which turned out to be a really good thing. So in Power Query, if the date format has extra dimension like time, extra information like time or
Uh-huh.
quarter, it can smartly move it back to just dates if we just need it in date and not date time.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, it's actually did something we wanted it to do.
Mhm.
Right. So let's find the error, the two error that you could find in Excel earlier.
Right.
Or in,
Well, one
yeah.
is here.
Mhm. So that's one of it. Okay.
Oh, I do not know what happened. Okay. We can just change this
Let,
to.
let's confirm if that is the issue that Power Query identify. Is that one of the row that Power Query identify as an issue?
Uh, yeah. So let me just do this. Okay.
So 10 107 data store, store ID equal 10, product ID equal 107, unit sold
One
1,
units
and revenue
380.
3041 and cash. All right. So those are enough info for us to confirm if this is the actual row that need fixing.
Yes, sir.
Is it? All right. Let's fix it then. So right now the error is it has information that it's not in standard dates format. Right. So we're gonna rewrite. Very good. Okay. Let's make sure. Is it 2022 or 2002?
Oh,
From
2022.
earlier. From earlier. Yeah, I think it was 2022. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Let's save it.
2022.
Yeah, let's
Saved.
save the data. Um, and in Power
Let me make
Query,
sure
okay,
because I think it got uploaded to my file,
okay,
to my drive instead of my normal location.
okay. Yeah, anywhere the Power Query is loading from. Okay, okay. So just to clarify
All
for the
right.
viewer, Graph did that just to keep record, right? But the data that matters right now is the one that we have mapped to the source in Power BI. Power BI, Power Query.
All right. That should work.
Okay, so if that's the case, make sure to close the Excel file that we just edit, and we're gonna hit refresh preview. Okay, so it's saying it could not find it. Okay, so like we talked about, right? This link needs to be mapped to the file that we made changes to. All
Oh,
right.
it was store 30. Oh, sales 30. Where did sales 30 go?
I didn't you delete it earlier?
Um, no, yes, he's right here.
Okay.
Oh, I see why. Um,
This is in your download, right?
yeah, it is. It's just the only difference is that this is an Excel worksheet and this is a comma separated um, values. So the data type got changed somehow.
Okay. Yeah. Ideally, we want to keep it still under CSV. Even Microsoft CSV is fine. Yeah.
Well, this is the older one. What I will just do is I will delete this. Um, sales 30, and I think I pressed yes when it last time asked if should I change the value, and I said yes for some reason.
Okay. Yeah. So
No,
while
you
Garaf
don't
fix
want to
this,
do
I
that.
just want to clarify with the viewer. So in general, Power Query, that source button, the gear button, need to be linked to whatever file is that is the main one that we wanna work with. And if we make any changes to that file, the idea is if we hit refresh in Power Query, it will bring in whatever changes. So that's the point I want to make. So after Garaf figure out this the way he store his files, we will see this in effect. Okay. So right now, are we directing it to a CSV file?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's hit on the gear icon. Let's make sure that Power BI or Power Query could see this file. Let's do a browse. Okay. Right. Let's make sure the whatever file we are loading in has the changes that you just made. All right.
I don't know. I
Very
don't know
good.
why it's not doing. Oh,
That's okay.
refresh.
Yep.
All right.
You got the
There it
idea.
is.
Now, on the right hand side, if we go back to let's say keep error, it should not show anything. All right. Okay. This table is empty. That's a good sign. That means there's no more error. Right. Okay. So
All
at
right.
this stage, I would suggest deleting the cap error steps.
Uh-huh.
Right. And we can do this by hitting X to the left of the step cap error.
Uh, kept errors. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So we confirm there's no more error for dates. So we're good with dates.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's move
At
on.
least.
What's the next issue? We have no value in revenue. Yeah. And as we
Yeah.
discussed earlier, it's okay to make an assumption in this case. And I
Mhm.
would suggest we use the same fix, which is, uh,
Go to.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to
actually,
Excel. So,
yeah, yeah. So for this first example, we will display, show our viewer house. Uh, we could update the source data, and it will change in Power Query, right? Okay.
so let's see. Let me add filters real quick. Let's see.
You got it. Yep.
Filter. Store was 11. Product 100. And units sold 9. Okay. And we can replace this with 9.3.
I think it's one.
Control N. Oh, not logged in.
You good. You good. And we're gonna keep in mind, and as an analyst, always good to keep a notes. Right. We're gonna make sure we note this case down. In most scenario, we're gonna have to take note of this assumption when we build a dashboard. We have to
Yes.
communicate this some way, somehow, to the business
Mhm.
people.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please keep a note that of this assumption.
Yes, sir. I have written it down as well. So,
That's wonderful. Yeah, let's keep that in mind. All right, now if we hit refresh, we should not have any issue with
uh-huh.
revenue anymore, right?
No, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, now next we move on to the issue of return reason. Uh,
Mhm.
and then what was the issue here?
There was no Asian written reason. The only um, difference is the return reason is empty when is returned is false. So, which makes sense. If it was never returned, there will never be a return reason.
Wonderful. You touch on a great point, and that's exactly the what I want to display in this case is in the EDA or in additional analysis when we do at the beginning, we need to have an evidence that show risk reason does not exist where is false, and typically we can easily prove this in Excel or Python, just a few line of codes, right? Uh, so and you have done that, right? We have
Yes, sir.
shown that false will have no risk reason. And risk reason is only not null, meaning not blank, when it is truly returned. Let's
Yep. We
quickly
can prove that.
eyeball check this, right?
And
Right.
yep. And then when
Very
we filter by return reason, when there's null values, only false is here. If
right.
there were any true, we will know that there are
Very
some
good.
values to be replaced.
Mhm. However, I want to add this in Power Query. The way it typically work is just work on a sample data. So it's only sample maybe 1,000 row to do to show this quickly. So when you do that check, uh, under the button, the drop down button, there is load more. So make sure you always hit load more to see all scenarios. All right, the limit there is still 10,000 row, but still better than nothing. So what I mean is the check earlier that you did. Can we repeat it real quick?
So
Yeah. So under return
mhm,
reason, let's
yep.
go to
So let's see,
yeah. You got
load
it.
more,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll do blank, and then we will check load more.
Right. So
Only
this is great.
false.
Very good. Yep. So now is we have an exhaustive check. Very good. Now we're gonna check in the other direction. If all of the each return equal true, is does do they all have a return reason? Okay.
Yes, sir. Let's see. I'll just unselect this one,
Make sure you do load more. Make
and
sure you do load
then oh, load more blank. Okay,
more. Okay. Very good.
and then we only have truths.
That is the case. Very good. Okay. Yeah, and we're gonna return
All right, and
back to normal. Okay. So right now on the right hand side, you see there's a step. Let's say filter row. I would delete that step because it's not needed. Right. We were just using it for a quick check. All right, very good. Very good. You're doing great.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah. So that's the point with checking that return reason. You killing it, Garaf. You already know all of my intention here. So you're doing great. So number four, we have campaign ID, and
Yep. And the way, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, yes, please tell us what you have to identify and why we think what we should check for campaign ID.
So for campaign ID, what I had decided we can do is, I thought it would come into a later step as we can make sure the null values, because I assumed campaign ID are based on separate campaigns such as New Year's, such as Christmas, um, and when they are null, it just means they are not part of the campaign, and we can validate it by checking the date of the campaign with the date of our table in this table.
Okay, yeah, that's a good assumption. So it's yeah. So in the business case, uh, it's okay to have campaign ID that's null because not all transactions are bought when a campaign ID is there.
Mhm.
So you had a great idea is to check if campaign ID is true when we were running that campaign. Okay, so keep that in mind. We will not probably do that right now, but
Uh-huh.
let's say when we do analysis for campaign efficiency, that is definitely one of the check that we need to do to verify if is a valid campaign.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
From next time, I'm going to start writing it in GitHub because I usually solve problems by writing it in the notebook. But for documentation purposes, I'll start writing it in the. Um,
yeah, a Google Doc would be great too. Just a simple Google Doc or a text file.
this.
And I would love to, when we're done with all this, we could upload that that notes you have to the GitHub. So that would be your contributions to it, and we see how a real person would solve a problem.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that would be great. Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. Please do it when you have the time. Sales study is great. Now let's move on.
We have product dirty, which is, let's go to product dirty. We'll change the
Okay.
source.
Yeah, we probably have to do this for all of them.
Product
So,
dirty.
in the real world, while we wait for this to load, in the real world, this is both a curse and also a blessing. If we know
Uh-huh.
the functionality of this well, and we know at the beginning, this is actually a great blessing because that means if you have just one data source, Packer is smart enough to locate where it is and
No.
refresh. Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's talk about issue
So
that you find here.
So product dirty has two issues um, that I'd noticed. Number one was 102. So column one has product ID 102, which has a duplicate value 102.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things that I'd noticed was home and kitchen. So the second home and kitchen is just missing an I, which now it is being classified as two different ones instead of being just home and kitchen.
Right. And then is there anything else
And
with the? Mhm.
the rest was that was the only thing I had noticed with these two problems: home and kitchen and product ID. And
Yeah,
then electronics
you
had like Molly and the biggie.
yeah, electronic was also an issue. Okay, great. So now we go back to think. Power query changes. Is it systematic or not systematic? If we make changes to this the data ETL here.
We'll have to go back to the Excel to make changes, and
Ah, hmm, yeah. Actually, in this case, I would encourage that we do it here. Here's the reason. Products is kind of unique. It
uh-huh.
needs to be a unique table, right? So it will be somewhat of a more stable table that
Mhm.
typically won't change often, right? Not like transaction data. So
Oh,
in this case, actually, is a good thing um, to this to show everyone how to use the data transformation tool in Power Query. Let's try that.
okay.
Um, okay, so now on the left hand side, we're gonna scroll to the very. I'm sorry, on the right hand side, under apply
Uh-huh.
steps, we're gonna go to the very last step, change type, and evaluate if the type that automatically picked by Power Query makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so product ID right now is integer 64 type, meaning that's like the most generic data type in Power Query. Product name is text, category is text, cost is number, and price is number. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so uh, I would change slightly. I would change slightly. So product ID, it needs to it's okay. That's in that. But let's go say cost and price at least should be a decimal. So let's
Uh-huh.
check if cost and price are in decimal. So if we click on the field cost,
Okay.
yeah, let's click on it. So let's check if the data type is already in decimal or not. All right. And a same location, top right under the transform section, next to group
Uh-huh.
by, you will see data type
Decimal number
and it's decimal. That's great. Let's double check if that's the case for price. Okay,
is
so I
decimal.
would say Power Query did a good job picking the right data type here for us. It's actually did also a good job with transforming some of the step like promoting the header when loading from
Mhm.
CSV. So thank you, Power Query. All right. Next, we will fix the issue of duplicating row
Uh-huh.
in product ID, right? So let's select product ID as a whole field. Okay. You're familiar how to do this in Python. Let me show you how to do this in Power Query. So
Mhm.
under in the reduce row section in the menu bar,
Uh-huh. In the menu bar, reduce
menu
row.
bar, yeah, you will see a remove row.
Remove rows.
Yeah. Okay. So we can remove duplicates. Right. So this equivalent to in Python, you can say something like find a duplicate or just do the unique table, distinct table, right? And then output into a PD table. Uh,
Okay. And we have the duplicates removed.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay. And now next thing we got to do is fix the category. So there is a systematic way to fix this. Let me show. If you select the whole field category and right click and go to transform. Okay, there are a few quick way to do these transformation. So first we want to fix the electronics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna make sure all of these words at least will be capitalized each word because that seems like the scheme that we're going for, right? So that fixed electronics, and let's assume other one have the same issue. It will also fix them. Next, we will fix kitchen, home and kitchen, right? If you see, um, is there a different in spelling
Is there a different word?
in spelling for home and kitchen?
Yeah, that's the most common one with I, and there's only one without the I.
Very good. Okay. Let me zoom in. I wonder if our viewer could see this. Okay. So let's fix that
Uh-huh.
by replace functionality. So if you right click uh, on this, we're gonna redo replace error value. Sorry, we're gonna do type the one that have issue, and we're gonna replace with something else that we know is right. And earlier when you said R, you mean I, right? An I.
Yeah.
All right. So wonderful. So I would encourage that we do advance also advanced option, and we're gonna do match the entire sales content. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Now we only have five different ones instead of seven different ones.
Let's go. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, at this step, do you think there are any other issue with product dirty?
No, sir. That is the only one that was. Those were the only two ones that were dirty.
That's wonderful. Okay. So at this stage, I want to also show our viewers how to rename a query. So now that
Mhm.
we know product is clean, let's do on the left hand side, you can double click on any of these query and change their name also. Alright. On on the left hand side under queries, we can double click on any of the queries to
And
rename them. Yeah,
okay,
there you go. Yeah,
and then just glue
so
it to
I
product.
would say process. Yeah, or just
Okay,
product. That's fine. Yeah.
products process.
hmm So in more advanced project, we could even do a query from a query, meaning it will pick up from wherever the process step is, and then from dirty would just be a loading step, and then the subsequent step would be for processing. But for this, keep it simple. We're gonna just call it product process, and let's do the same with sales. All right, now that we have clean sales,
We still have to fix sales for the campaign ID, which we were gonna do later.
right? Well, campaign ID was not really a fix. It was gonna be a check, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were gonna yeah. I think at this stage we it's okay to call sales clean our process. We keep in mind that campaign ID as a check step when we run analysis,
Okay.
and we will definitely get there later on. Okay, so now we have cleaned the two main dirty table. Let's do the last one, store dirty.
There should be actually there's two more tables. Well, there's one more table outside of source 30 that needs to be worked on. Is campaigns updated?
Wonderful. Yeah, we will get there. Let's load data here in store, and then after that we can do campaign.
The campaign might also need further analysis, and we'll
Mhm.
figure that out once we get
We
there.
will. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So looking at Tam, are you still good with keep it going, Nora?
Yes, sir. Um, the last two are pretty small changes, so it shouldn't take that long, anyways.
Let's do it.
The biggest one is I think the products, not the products dirty. The campaigns updated is something that needs more thought on. So, but this one should be quick.
Yeah, let's
uh,
fix it.
so this one just has an empty column. Everyone is just a one-to-one relationship. So store two has manager two, store three manager three. So this one just will be manager one. And
Yes.
the other thing was this one. This north column is different than this north column. We just need to fix how this north looks.
Okay.
And
I would recommend that we use Power Query to do this transformation, and this is your chance to shine, Nora. Please take it away.
also there was, I think, the other thing. Yep, the other thing was there it is. I was missing something. Oh, it fixed it. Okay.
Mm,
So the other thing that was a problem before
yeah.
was this was the first column. The name of the column was in the first row instead of the name of the column. But now
Right.
it got automatically fixed when I went to a different table and came back. So
It's actually because you were on the second step, on the first step. Remember earlier we was doing source on the right hand side under
yeah,
apply steps. Yeah, if you go back
uh-huh.
to source, you will see the issue will come back. It's not, yeah,
Uh,
it was the
okay.
promoted header that
Mhm.
step that Power Query automatically did for us that helped us took care of it.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great observation and a
So
great point to point out for our viewers. Yep, let's fill in and you got this. I will be on mute and see you do your magic.
one. All right, we got that, and then replace values with North advanced option match entire cell contents.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I do want to show our viewer one more way to
Mhm.
clean that north in a more systematic way. So what you did is perfect, and we will let's just take it out for now. We will repeat it, but let me show another way to do this. Remember how we did the clean of the text earlier?
Uh-huh.
Let's try right click here and under transform. Let's try. There, I my tip is there will be two steps to clean this. Right, that we can do. You can definitely capitalize, right? And then it looks like there's a space in front of north, so we can trim it as well.
Transform cron.
There you
All
go.
right.
So this way is a bit more systematic. If this issue ever come back for east or south or other region, it will fix.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So let's go to our one of the more problematic table campaign updated to find issue with it.
Oh,
Okay, let's make sure we load in the data.
yeah, the biggest one in this one for I think is we the way we can solve it is by mapping all of the tables that are connected to each other. So we can map these two null values
Mhm.
with by matching it with campaign IDs and target category. So, uh, so what it would need right now is creating a creating a data dictionary, which we will be able to identify where bundle ID is connected to from different tables, campaign
Mhm.
with respect to campaign ID and target category, which will help us fill these two.
Okay, so right now we at the crossroad where we think should this be a systematic fix or should it be an ad hoc, one time kind of fix?
Mhm.
So I would argue that this probably better if we identify the issue um, separately and then resolve it,
Mhm.
right? Because this is kind of a complex logic that we are trying to fix here, and you're on the right track to find this target bundle ID. Target bundle ID is related to target category,
Yes, sir.
right? So we have to, or we should, refer to another table that talk about the bundle itself.
Uh-huh. So
Which table is that?
it's product bundles.
You
Oh,
got it. Let's make
let
sure
me
we load in the correct product bundle.
product bundles. Bundles. I don't know why I keep doing this.
Oh, yeah,
Product
because
bundle.
we had to. We probably moved the location in the first place. But that's all good. That's all good. Yep.
So we have campaigns updated, which has um, target bundle ID is empty, but we know it's electronics.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So there are
So,
two strategy, right, in general here to fix this.
mhm,
Um, we can find out how many unique bundle ID there are.
but 10 different ones.
Yeah, and then in campaign updated.
Is there's only one, two, three, six different ones. Well,
Okay.
eight different ones with two null values. But they can also be the same one because six and six are also here. So I'm
Hmm.
assuming
So
it
can
can
we
be
use the first choices?
Can we use the word?
The first thesis that just look by the unique bundle ID and map the remaining ID here.
No, we
Yeah.
cannot do that.
Hmm.
Uh, the one way we can do that is connecting this product ID with bundle ID with
Yeah.
campaign ID, which will be in so product name, product ID, category. But we here need to connect it to bundle ID and campaign ID, which was in
Hmm.
product processed.
Right, right. So right now, what you're saying is in product bundle, we are not able to see which category that product is in,
Yes, sir.
and we are the thesis is if that category is all in electronics, that suggests that that's the bundle we should fill in for campaign updated.
Yes, sir.
All right, I love that thesis. So let's do a more advanced transformation here
Hmm.
in Power BI. Okay, especially Power Query and Power BI. And the idea that we're talking about here is we're going to bring information from another table into this table using a, uh, matching key,
Yes, sir.
right? So, and which are the two tables that we should join?
So we have campaigns updated, product bundles, and then we have products processed,
Okay,
and we
so that.
can.
Mhm.
There was one more, I think, or we can just do sales process, which has product ID. Oh well, never mind.
Okay,
It
so
has
sales
product
process is
ID.
out of picture, right? And it's a big table, so we probably don't want to touch it,
Mhm.
right? Remember, when you run on these things on cloud, every query costs some money. So we want to keep the join table or any operation as minimal as we can. Okay, so
Sorry.
between.
I just saw something interesting. Sorry, but there was an easier way. There was a campaign ID and product ID one-to-one relationship here. So we can seven and oh, well, never mind. We will have to process a lot through this.
And it's not exhaustive. What if
Sorry,
the
sorry.
customer never buy that, right? No, no, no. These are all wonderful
Yeah.
ideas, and this is exactly what we want to show. How a data analyst, business analyst, or data scientist, anyone in data need to think in this way.
Mm.
Um, there's a lot of problem solving, right? And at times it feels like you are doing investigation. So
Yes, sir.
earlier, just a note, earlier I saw you making changes to sales process. Right? Make sure you don't apply those steps. If it was just for exploratory. Okay? Otherwise, when
Yeah.
we load data out, we miss all of them. Okay? We will have
Should
to.
I go ahead?
Sure, yeah, yeah. Let's clean it up now, and then we're gonna go back to clean product process. I'm sorry, product bundle. And campaign updated. Okay.
Oh, last one, I think.
Okay.
Oh, region. Because I was like, might as well just make the change now, just so we don't have
Yeah.
to do that later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Browse calendar. Oh, okay. All right. Everyone should be fixed.
Very good.
Oh, we need to remove. Where did it go? I just saw something. Filtered rows.
Okay.
Um, this one does not have any filtered rows. Filtered. Yeah, because I just realized we added filters and I never.
Yeah. So be
Uh,
very careful with that. You got a good point. Yeah.
okay, and we don't have any more filtered row anymore. Um, the one thing we need to fix is the campaigns updated, and we were thinking of joining product bundles and products processed.
I love that idea. Let's do it. Let me show you how to do it. Okay. So what we want to
Mhm.
do is enhance product bundle with the field category. Is that the thesis?
Yes, sir.
Right. All right.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna do this by right clicking on product bundle. Okay. And we will do. I'm sorry, not probably not this way. Just choose product bundle first, and then go to merge query in the menu. In the menu
In
bar,
the
there will
menu.
be merge query under combine toward the right hand side of the menu bar. Okay.
Yes.
So merge query is similar to join. Okay. And we have two choices here. We can either merge it directly to make the changes go to product bundle, or we can create an entirely new data set.
Mhm.
So in
I
this case,
think.
yeah,
Mhm.
please go ahead.
I was just saying we should. It would. I was thinking it might be better to do it in this one as there's only 33 rows.
Okay,
It
I
would be
love
a
that.
quick process.
Yeah, it'll be quicker. Yeah, let's do merge query.
Uh-huh. And it can be helpful in the future as well.
Right, absolutely. So right now, this view is as straightforward as could be, right? It's not like in Python you have to kind of visualize it in your own head. Here, you just
Uh,
simply pick two table, and the next thing is pick the column that will match on each other. Okay,
Alright.
and the
Um,
matching column is
Only. Oh, is there a way we can select the right column?
right. Yeah, we can select the column. Yeah, you got it. And in the second table, you can also select the field that will match. You got it. Right. Okay. So now let's figure out which type of join do we want to use.
So we have. Um, let's see. We want to use a left join because we want all the ones from the left column. But as there might be duplicates in the products process, we want the left. We want only the ones that match the ones that are in the left column.
We got match the one on the left, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's try this. And very just a quick tip for anyone's following. When matching or deciding which type of join you want to use, just ask which table, left or right, has more data, right? And then second question is where do you want to store the data that you bring in from? Okay, so from there, Power Query will also provide a really nice tip at the bottom. It's a selection matches 33 out of 33 row from the first table. So that's a good sign, right? That's a good sign. And
Yes,
we
sir.
can hit OK. Okay. And at this step, we see it will say table here, and we can expand it. hmm And we're gonna
We
just need the field that we want, which is uh, product
product.
category, right?
Yep. Product name is already. Product name probably.
Sure. Yeah.
Of okay. Oh, well, we did not need the product name, but oh, whatever. We can just okay. Well, we only need electronics.
Okay. So if you want to do adjustment, so before if you want to adjust that step, it's very simply just click on the gear icon of the previous step, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And we will just need category.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. So hopefully this will help us a little bit. Right now we filter down to just electronics. Uh, let's go back to campaign updated. Can we decipher yet or no?
we have we can still not decipher it,
Mm,
only because this has multiple values,
right.
and it does not have product ID
Mm-hmm.
here.
Right.
So
Right. So we have exhausted. Is that all the path that we could have?
uh,
All right.
now
That's
we can. Oh,
uh
sorry. Go ahead.
please
Yeah, I
present
wasn't saying.
thoughts.
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything. I was just repeating what you were saying to myself.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So at this stage, now that we have tried pretty much all the paths, at
Mhm.
the beginning I told, what is the number one first way we should go? Ask first when we have this issue is we will check with the the source system and the business people who are in charge, right?
Yep.
Right. And that could be functions like finance or accounting
Hmm.
within your corporation, or it
Yep.
could be the data engineering team that maintain the layer that hosts these data. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Turn out that is our only option here. Let me provide the data in this
Hmm.
case.
Okay,
Give me
so
1 second.
to summarize, do the EDA first, explore that if there's a way to map it. If not, go out and reach out to the stakeholders that are responsible for either the data management or the particular category.
You got it. Yes. And actually, I would adjust it a little bit. Ask first. Always ask first. Um, because in corporation, every moments matter.
Mhm.
All right. And yeah, make sure you ask first. And give me 1 second. Let me provide the accurate information here. Okay. So turn out they
Uh,
were category. Let me double check. Right. Okay. So the when ask, okay, let's reenact this. Right. Let's say I'm a business team. When you ask me this, the first thing I'm gonna do is I will suggest um, that I will go check the source data for this. And as a business person, let me suggest another way to check for this. Okay.
uh,
So if you go to a sales process, um, and we already know that the two campaign ID that we have missing target bundle ID are campaign 7 and 8, right?
uh-huh.
Let's filter campaign ID to 7 and 8. Let's do 7 first. Okay, let's do both. That's okay. Okay, so in here we can see that product ID and also let's just say do campaign 7. Let's just do campaign 7 first. One by one is probably easier. Okay, 8 first. That's fine too. Um,
Oh,
that's
my
okay.
bad. I thought I
Uh,
was choosing seven.
yeah, no worry. That's all good. So see here this list of product ID.
Mhm. Yep.
Just take a quick look at it, right? The if we want to do EDA, it's very simple. Is we just select product ID, and
Uh-huh.
then we're going to keep the unique row. Delete the duplicate. Can we do that?
So, um, where you said go to
Is that all
product
the
ID,
option? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
remove duplicates.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
just in a separate thing, just screenshot this, paste it out somewhere, right? But basically, these are the one that will make up this campaign ID, right?
Yes, sir.
So, do you
Well,
think this could be another path we could use?
I'm just making sure we can. Yep, we can use these particular ones to map 8 and 9. Um, there is another that is another way we can do it.
Right.
Uh,
That is. Mhm.
and
Okay.
also we could have also vendor ID, product ID. Okay, yeah, there is another way we can map campaign ID 8 and 9. So let me.
Okay. So this actually is I do want it to be a homework for cleaning.
You,
So always to recap for our viewers, like Gaurav have said, ask business and source data first.
uh-huh,
If all of that is exhausted, we have to make assumption. Make sure the assumptions are reasonable, and you have good evidence to back it up. And at the very end, if nothing works, use your intelligence and data transformation skills and investigation skills to find out.
yes, sir.
Okay. All right. This is actually a data cleaning challenge. So please try it at home. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So we are running up on 1 hour and 22 minutes. We have about 8 minutes to talk about data modeling.
Uh-huh.
Let me go guide you very quickly on how we should do data modeling, at least the framework, so you could try it as part of the homework too. Would that be okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's clear out some of these ETA steps that we tried earlier, like remove duplicates and filter rows here. Yeah, that was
Mhm.
just for us to test some ideas, right? Okay. Now that we
You,
have clean, we can do close and apply. Okay. Oh yeah.
it's,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, I'm just making sure.
Yeah. All
That,
good. Sounds good.
okay, and all of them look
All of them good. Yeah.
perfect.
Nice. All right. Top left, we will see close and apply. Let's close and apply so we keep all the clean data now.
All right.
Okay. So let it load for a second here. So in this next step, I would like to give you a framework of how we should do the modeling part of this project.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's wait for it to finish loading.
Oh, did it just turn off by itself?
Did it? Okay. Looks like we good, right? It did it
Oh,
finish loading? Okay,
yes,
looks like
sir.
it's good. Yeah, looks like we're good. All right, now wonderful. If you go on the left hand side,
Uh-huh.
in Power Query, you will see. Oh yeah, you where you are is fine too. Manage relationship, we can go there. Or on the left hand side, can see on the left hand side, you can see a table that will let us do the modeling. So model view, left hand side. Let's go to model view.
Oh, model view. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to find it.
The left hand list of the toolbox list here. Right now we are in the second section. Let's go to the third section. Modular
Oh, I see.
view. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Okay. So Power Query always try to do its own thing, right? Uh, but we will evaluate this, see if it makes sense. So the relationships, one to one to many, many to many,
Uh-huh.
or the idea of star schema, we will apply here. So let me show our viewers and quickly go over with you what are the two main ideas here, which
Uh-huh.
is star schema and the idea of modeling. So let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you could see my Google tab. Can you see my
Mm.
Chrome tab?
Now I think I will have to stop sharing. Oh,
Oh,
now I.
oh no, where I got it. Yeah. So right now we are showing just as the idea of star schema. So I just do a simple lookup of what star schema is. Okay. So star schema is a very key idea to modeling. Well, there are a few type of how we design model, but star schema is one of the more popular way to do it, and
Uh-huh.
especially in Power BI is the main way. So in star schema, there's always a fact table in the middle,
Uh-huh.
and is connected to dimension table that will enhance that fact table. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's think about that real quick. Um, what does that really mean? Uh, so the star schema is very commonly used in
Mm-hmm.
data warehouse and analytics. Um, and the key thing here is the relationships. Okay. Um, the relationship here is between the fact table and the dimension table. The fact table is where the key metrics or the measurements or the cost, the price, the sales figures, the levels, the events, the frequencies are stored. It will typically have a foreign key and it will link to the dimension table.
Yes, sir.
Dimension table, on the other hand, will hold the descriptive attributes like the context about these transactions, defects, or measurements. Maybe that could be category, products, region, or customer information, for example.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's just a quick rundown of what star schema is. You guys could easily find more information by Googling or ask ChatGPT these days. All right. Um, but when I had to learn this, there was no AI around, and is I would say this is one of the more important idea if any one of you are doing master or bachelor in data or doing a bootcamp. This is a very key idea. Make sure you get this down. Okay, so with that theory in mind, when you are going to build this schema inside of Power BI, make sure you do a few things. Okay, today we already resolve a lot of the inconsistency in the data by data cleaning. I want you to build on top of that and create surrogate keys where
Mm-hmm.
needed. In this case, I mean like the foreign keys
Yep.
to connect these if needed, and normalize the naming convention across the tables.
Uh-huh.
Right. So sometimes it's called bundle ID, sometimes it's called target bundle ID.
Uh-huh.
It's a good practice to harmonize them,
Uh-huh.
and when you build this schema, also start thinking about the next step, which is the business questions. Let me give you an example. There is a table in here that talk about tax.
Uh-huh.
When you model this out, think of how the region-based tax logic will work so you can build the correct calculation for it.
Yes, sir.
And um, the tip here is the tax is calculated on the sales price. Okay, so there's a table that provide tax rates,
Uh-huh.
and the sales transaction have sale price, and we have product price,
Uh-huh.
but that's not inclusive of tax yet,
Yeah.
right? So be careful with that. Um, I'll keep that in mind when you build the schema. So the requirement for this homework is create star schema with facts and dimension tables,
Uh-huh.
define the table relationships, and ensure uh, that they can reference each other
Uh-huh.
properly. And then start building some calculated fields or measure like gross revenue,
Mhm.
tax, net revenue. You can check the definition of these on ChatGPT or on Google. Just come up with assumption at this stage. Okay.
Yeah. Make
I want
gross revenue, net revenue.
gross
Um,
revenue, tax, and net revenue.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. And then fix the product, not the product, the campaigns updated.
Right. And then for homework, specifically, we would do, please do think of at least three business questions that your
Mhm.
model should be able to answer.
All right.
And these questions, this requirement is related to all the requirement above, right? You have
Yeah.
to come up with these questions so you can build those measure anyway. And then if you have time, try playing around with the DAX measure,
All right.
right? A DAX, meaning building a measure using DAX code.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
so just a sneak peek is we are trying to do most of the calculation at the modeling step. There's a uh, inherent advantage to it. It will speed up the dashboard performance so much. If we can, the more calculation we could do now during modeling, the faster the dashboard will be. Okay, so make sure try to do as many of these calculation during modeling step.
Yes, sir.
All right, if we do everything right, by the end of next episode, we have a clean data model.
Uh-huh.
And perhaps we could start actually designing the dashboard.
Yes, sir.
Wow, Gaurav, how are you feeling so far? It's been a long episode. Just want to check on you.
Well, I'm doing good. I think we're learning a lot about how things should be processed. Like the biggest thing, yes, that I always understood was yes, the more the processing here, the better it is going to be. Most of my projects previously have been in Tableau, and the more calculations you have to do in Tableau instead of the database, it will make it slower. The queries will run longer. And you do not want that. Every time you refresh, you do not want to sit down for 10 minutes for everything to run, and if it is running for 10 minutes there is ways you can optimize it for sure.
Right, absolutely. You're on the right track, Gaurav. And that way of thinking, like optimizing at any step, is very important for any analyst. The same idea here, like that we talk about offloading calculations to the modeling step, is very applicable even when you move to a more advanced data setup with data warehouse or data lake. It's better to do it there.
Yes, sir.
We just replicating it and we're doing at the modeling step during Power BI. But let's just think that is the idea. The general idea is the same everywhere.
Yes, sir.
optimize using a simple schema. You're doing great. Thank you, Gaurav, today for your time, and I look forward to seeing your what you built next time. All right,
Yes,
let's
sir.
run our outro. Give me 1 second. Okay.